let's say we arrived at the Congress on Friday, and we will meet there something that's totally different from any kind of friendships that we know from our world. I will not be sitting with people whom I know for years. I will not be sitting with people who share my interests, my age. They will be very different from me, and still I will spend the 48 hours of the Congress with them. It's my 10th. I think it's very important to speak about that. Why is the 10th important? Why do we stay with the same 10th for the whole Congress? And what's in there for me?
Yes, let's explain it together. If you would look from at the Congress arrangement from above, you will see these things. Yes, this will be the stage. Here is Rav. And you will see something like this. Yes? Circles and circles and circles. Where you will be. You will be here or here. Better here. Better here, by the way. This is the structure. It's not the usual structure that you are used to see. And each and every one will be inside of a circle. This circle, regardless of the faces that I might see there, from the moment that I will enter this circle, and it doesn't matter what I will choose, just, well, we already said that it's better to sit in front, closer to Rav, just a hint, but I'm sitting there and and I don't want to see faces. I want to smile at them, to say hello, how much I'm happy to be with them. But these are the points in the heart which really, and regardless of whatever I can think or imagine, this is my vessel. This is my vessel, this structure, this connection that I will create at this actual time, this is my vessel. This is my only chance to think, to feel, to yearn towards spirituality. And I'm going there, and these 9 people with me, they become, as we learn in the workshops and all of what we learned about spirituality, even in the Pticha, in the introduction to Kabbalah, Partzuf, restriction, all of these things are happening there. I need to prepare myself very well to how I will be with these friends, how will I treat them. I need to see them as more important than me in some way. In which way? Not that, okay, I will give you my credit card, my house, no.
No?
Even though you can give to me, but no, more important that they will attain spirituality. I must do whatever I can so they will be there. I want, with all of my intention, thoughts, and feelings, that they will succeed. I really want to serve them, that they will attain spirituality. So all of what I'm saying, thinking, and feeling inside of this circle, not with anxiety, with happiness. It's a very light thing, but I'm really asking that all of my essence will be directed to them. Because spirituality is not that I'm sitting in a circle and I'm waiting and, okay, give to me, hey, you 9 points in the heart, just feel me, yes, tell me how spirituality is important. No, spirituality is all of the opposite. I'm giving to them. This is spirituality. I'm really building inside of me this desire to give to them. I'm depending on them. And I really want them to succeed, because if they will succeed, if they will be in the happiness and joy and the thoughts of spirituality, thoughts of the importance of the goal, me inside of this environment, surely maybe something also will come to me. But this is not the intention. The intention is them. And when we are melting with this intention, one in the other, really, Rav Leitman is explaining that there we're discovering the Creator, revealing the Creator, but even making the Creator between us. I might add, Masha, you let me speak too much. So I just add and you will continue that the circles will be mixed. Not mixed, I mean, they will be divided into languages. So we will put like flags of the various languages. So you see Spanish, you're going there, Italian, you're
What
going
will
there.
do from people from Switzerland do?
You will just divide yourself into 4 different languages. What will be comfortable for you? It's easier, you know. And if you know English, many of the circles will be English. That means that if you know English, you can sit whenever you can. You can meet friends from different nationalities, and I think it's the best advantage. But anyhow, languages, circles of men and circles of women, but it will be mixed between veteran friends and non-veteran friends, which really we don't see any difference, but we will try to create an amalgam between these veterans and non-veterans. So this will be the composition of the circles. Now, Masha.
Okay, I'll try to not forget. We spoke many times about the rules of the circles, so there's no need to add on that. But just a couple of little things that I'd like to add to what Moshe said. First of all, the importance of not escaping in a workshop. This is a workshop is an experience that's it's as much against our ego as possible. And many times we tend to give more importance to the lesson and then not commit as much to workshops. And this is a common mistake. Try to not get up to, go to the bathroom or drink or have a cookie in the workshop time. It's really very, very important that everyone stays seated for this half an hour of the workshop, and that you really commit to it emotionally. This is very, very important because often we tend to, to look for an egoistic escape to something very urgent that we have to do. No, there's nothing more urgent and nothing more important in the whole reality that can happen to you than the workshop right now. This is number one thing. Number two is the thing that we spoke about it a lot, is that you will eventually hear the Creator from the other's words. So from our own experience, I can say that in the beginning, it's like a run with obstacles. Okay, in the beginning, it's like you come to an obstacle and then you raise one leg and then the other leg, and then you try to get over it. And after some times, after you're a bit more experienced, you will just come and jump and run and jump and run and jump, so that in a workshop you will feel many times that you cannot connect to things that your friend says, that you don't hear anything special or amazing that he says, that you think too hard about things that you want to say and don't listen so much to everyone. This is really, in the beginning, that's how it works. But eventually try over and over again to just commit to it, really commit to it, and hear that what flows there from the words of any other is really the Creator revealing himself to you. And a third thing that I really want to say, especially for our European students, this is very important, the importance of speaking in a circle. Although we want the others to speak and we want to reveal the Creator in their words, it's really important that you speak too. It doesn't have to be long, but you have to put your half a shekel, yes, you have to put your own truma, how do you say? Contribution into the circle. You really have to make the circle go on. Make the circle go on and never let it stop. This is really, really important. And we also wanted to say, Moshe, maybe you should add on that why it's important that we stay in the same tent for the whole Congress.
So while you were speaking and I was listening, I was inspired, and I always like to draw, so I drew something. So Zohar, if we can see the drawing. Okay. Zohar, thank you. So it's a nice name, Zohar. So what do we see here? We see our 10th, where we have the points in the hearts. We bring only this. What does it mean, the point in the heart, that I'm bringing that? Do I need to try to find some spot in my heart? No. I'm bringing all of my yearning towards spirituality, all of the importance, all of the search that I had in my life, all of the enthusiasm, the long expectations that I have. I want to reveal the Creator, reveal the meaning of life, and the yearning towards the parts of my soul I'm bringing here to the circle. While the rest, there are powers, as you can see, of the ego, which are trying to keep me away from the circle. It's, I will feel sensations maybe of heaviness. I'm getting tired. I don't want to listen to the friends. Let's say...
I want to drink.
Yeah, Rav said something, he asked, and I even don't hear the question, what did he ask? And I'm not concentrated. I feel even rejection towards these friends. They're saying something, but I don't want to hear it even. I don't want to connect. And while the usual mistake is to think that this is me, or to judge myself, how can I feel like this? No, it's not me. This is all of what we're saying in there's no one else besides him. This is the Creator. These are the forces of the ego which are now working on me. Why? Because the light is shining. I'm about to connect with the friends, and the more the light is shining, is also illuminating these powers, this ego, or illuminating my vessel. These feelings that I feel are really feelings in their origin. They are feelings of connection, of love, of bestowal. Only that they are coming to me in an inverse way. Yes, through the shattering. I feel them in an inverse way, okay? Inverted way. And my work in the circle is to not, even though I feel all of this power inside of me, I don't need to comply, to obey these powers. Okay, I feel them. I'm observing. These are the powers. They're passing through me. And what I'm really trying to do, or what really depends on me, is this effort to go inside the friends. I want to enter what the friends is saying. I want to enter his heart. Through the words, they don't matter. I just want to feel his heart, his yearning. I want to connect to his point in the heart. I want to agree totally with what he's saying. Even though my ego is saying that he's saying just, how do you say it in nice words? Nothing of significance, let's call it like this, yeah? I really want to be inside of the friends, okay? To create this flow. And when we're melting inside the other, I'm annulling my ego. I'm not using it, you see? But I'm using my yearning towards the friends. We're creating something which is called inclusion. And in this inclusion of our common efforts, only this is the vessel. And this is creating the center of the group. And here we will feel new sensations of oneness. And in this new vessel, we will feel new phenomena like Creator, like other things. But whatever we will feel here, in the ego, outside, inside, all of these efforts, all of this mechanism, we have the lesson itself. And Rav is sitting in front of us in the lesson. And really the lesson will be in a new format. It's not just a frontal lecture and then maybe a workshop. But as we see, the new format from since Peter Congress is like mixture between lesson. We're always in circles. Rav is saying something like an introduction, then question to the workshop. Then again, then in and out. So we could scrutinize these things together with Rav, all of these feelings that I had, the efforts, the successful things, the unsuccessful things. And I'm just about to scrutinize the actions of the Creator that is doing upon us. So And I will answer.
I was about to say it again.
Yeah. I'm trying to get away, but I will. But so in the tent, this is the only place where I can go through all of this process of ins and outs. My desires, the desires of the friends, restriction, effort to be with them, dependency on the friends, asking from the creator. All of these feelings are in the tent. Why is it important to have a constant 10? Maybe Masha? No. Okay. Why is it important to have a constant 10? Because really, it doesn't matter. But since we're not used to work with a 10 yet, also we here in Bnei Baruch, we still feel we're still attached to this world. So I'm still attached to these faces that I like, to these characters, to these friends, and I want to have feelings towards them. So this is good that at the beginning I will be, in these 3 days, with a constant 10, that I will regard them. Okay? I need to begin with this because inside of these feelings, corporeal feelings, I will discover the real 10th, which is not these faces or these characters or the relationships between us. No, it's not that. The 10th is here, as I wrote it. This is the 10th. This, our common efforts, regardless of the ego, to intermingle, to do this inclusion, and to help one another. This is the 10th, okay? But I cannot discover it theoretically. I need to be with people. I need to feel the relationship between us and to go inside. After a while, this is what Rav Leitman explained to us, when we will be used to work in a tent, we will see that we can change tents all of the time. That the 10 is not just these faces. A 10 is the structure of inner connection that I have with the friends.
I would just like to add that we say also that a little child learns from his mother the ability to build a relationship, a physical relationship of this world. And yes, this relationship in the first time it's very intense. In the first year or in the first 2 years, I never know what camera to look on. Let's say this.
I will tell you, yes.
Okay, so in the first time, this relationship is very intense. But after the child eventually starts his own life, he has already built in this ability to have a relationship, to build some kind of a relationship with another person. So that's how, especially if it's your first Congress, it's so important to get to know what a spiritual relationship is. And yes, you learn it in the beginning in a very intense way of having a 10th for the entire Congress. And this will be, this experience will be not something that your ego will let you escape, but you will eventually overcome yourself and learn it. And it will imprint itself in you, somewhere in you. This ability to understand what a spiritual relationship is about, what this 10th is about, what the Congress is about. And yes, afterwards you can apply it actually to every other 10th, and not only to a 10th, to every other friend in the group.
And I also want to add, יוליה, זה קליפ נוסף, סליחה. I also want to add, רגע מההתחלה. I want to speak regarding the difference between European Union, you know, that we are all Europeans, we don't have any borders, we can pass from one country to another, we're connected, we have the European market, and the unity that we are creating in the tens. What's the difference? I'm used to say hello to everyone, I'm very polite, I have the, I know that Italian, they call it galateo, you know, the rules of being polite, how to say not you directly, and all of these rules. I don't know how to say it in other languages, but so we're connected. We have our manners, we have everything, but I think that in this work in the Congress, we will really learn what is unity. We will overcome all of these thousands of years of culture that was designed to keep us away one from the other. even though we have the manners of how to speak, what to say to each other, how to remain polite and nice to one another, but really, even these, as Rav Leitman explained, even canceling these borders, it doesn't mean that we're connected, because, as Rav Leitman said, the borders are between our hearts, between the persons. These are the real borders. And what will happen inside of the tens is that we will create really the new Europe approach, the new spiritual Europe approach, because the only thing which is missing really in the inner level is that I can jump on top of myself, outside of my ego, and really connect, really to cancel the borders that are separating between us. And these borders are the ego. And then you see the results, like European market, where everyone is pretty much limited, cannot do nothing, and it's only agreements like of convenience. And we can, in this Congress, in these tens, we can create a new model of connection, a new European model, a new Europe. We can feel inside of us and also set a new example for all of Europe. If we will feel such a thing, that I'm Spanish and I went outside of myself and I was connected with a French one, or with a, I don't know, then the French with the Britons, and the Britons with the Italians, and with the Estonians, and with the East European friends, and that we felt on the flesh that there isn't any difference, even feelings of love, of caring, of mutual guarantee, feelings that are really rare. If we will feel all of this, we will be able to teach it, to pass it onwards to other Europeans.
I have to say two things on that. First of all, it's so true what you're saying. You will discover people. Sometimes when I speak with my colleagues at work, I say about somebody who is a friend in Italy or in France, and whenever, and I don't remember the name of a person. This person is as close to me as anyone could be in the world, and I don't always remember the name, because there's a special place of this person in the heart, and you will really learn what this amazing relationship is all about, as we spoke about it already. And another thing that I want to add is that I just listened to you as an European, okay? So from the side, it sounds weird, like for me as a person who just comes to my first Congress after 2 semesters of the Learning Center, that I have to think about uniting Europe and stuff. I really just want to know what my life is about and so on. But guys, you have to get used to it, that you have been really, truly picked from above for a special reason.
With the tweezers.
Yes. Yes, and yes, eventually get used that this search for, for meaning in life eventually means that you should bring it to all of your surroundings, eventually to all of Europe. This is a hard idea to get used to, that your life in the end doesn't really belong to you, but you will do it.
I want to add to this because you really touched an important point. This is something, guys, that we always learned in the Pticha, in the introduction to the wisdom of Kabbalah, that any development, I will even do it without drawing, you know what?
Hold your hands high.
That any development that the creature is doing is happening only thanks to going outside of himself towards the Creator, towards bestowal. When the light, quality of bestowals, becomes his environment, becomes his preference, he wants to stick to that, to cling on to that, and not to remain inside of it. So we need to understand, and it's, as Masha said, it's not only contrary to any European logic, but to any human logic, because otherwise we would all go out to spirituality immediately. The only development, spiritual development, that we will ever have is by these efforts to go outside of ourselves. And only through these efforts, like dissemination, like giving all of these things to other Europeans to serve as models, and so on, which is the purpose of creation. Only through this we will know what is our role, who we are really, what is our essence, why our life was made with all of these events. Only through this. The creature, only through, even if we consider the four phases, only through all of this scrutiny, by comparing itself to the light, to the Creator, only through this the creature understands what does it mean to be Malchut. What do I want? Who am I? And to really understand what's happening with me, who's the Creator, when, as a result, who am I? And to do the restriction and to do the Masach and all of the other discernment. So any further development that we will have is only thanks to our efforts to cling on to the light, to the quality of bestowal. So, and I think that also Europeans can do it, especially Europeans.